of the hearing. Remember, the FBI has her server. And if the FBI, when they're going through that server, if they find emails that have been deleted, because, we'll go back a second. Her and her legal team determine which emails are private and which emails are work-related.
By the way, we believe she erased about 31 to 33,000 emails, right?
Exactly right. 30,000. There are 62,000. About half of them are work-related, according to her definition, and about half were deleted or kept by her. So what I asked her was, I said, okay, the FBI's got to do a forensic review of that server in your system. If they find some emails on there, will you agree to let a neutral third party, like a retired federal judge, look at those emails that the FBI may find and determine if some of them are applicable to our investigation about Libya and Benghazi? And, of course, her answer was no, she wouldn't agree to that. So go back to where this thing started, telling two different stories, misleading the American people. Now we're supposed to believe her that her and her legal team are accurately determining which emails are work-related, which emails are private. I think you're raising some serious questions. So when I ask her, let somebody like a retired federal judge look at this, no, she wouldn't agree to that.
Well, so what I'm expecting is, and the only reason the emails are relevant is because the Benghazi Select Committee actually discovered that she had used a private email server, and prior to that, in spite of her claiming all these investigations prior, which I think were meaningless, they didn't even discover that she had used a private email server. So that became an issue in and of itself because of the Benghazi Select Committee, correct?
Exactly right. And remember, if she gets to determine which information we get, we already know her credibility is suspect based on how she misled us about the video narrative. So that is why it's relevant. It was discovered that she had this strange and unique email and server relationship that no one else in the government has. When this was discovered, you get to determine, Secretary Clinton, you and Cheryl Mills and David Kendall get to determine which emails are private, which emails are work-related. We'd like to maybe check that a little bit, and that's why we suggested having someone, again, like a retired federal judge do it.
Yeah, she did.
Obviously, she's not agreeing to that.
What do we know in terms of how many of these emails are going to be recovered by the FBI in their investigation? I read that it was likely they felt confident they'd get them all.
Yeah, we don't know. I mean, you know how this works, and Chairman Gowdy's been very good about this, and I think he's right. You let the FBI do their work. I mean, the FBI, we have confidence in the FBI. It's the rest of the Justice Department that we're a little nervous about. I mean, we just saw a statement from them just a couple days ago relative to Lois Lerner that makes us wonder if they're really doing their job there. But the FBI is doing their job. It's the rest of the Justice Department. It's in general we're worried about.
I mean, Lois Lerner, we know beyond any doubt that she lied. We know beyond any doubt that the IRS was being used to target conservative groups, and they let her off scot-free. So even if the FBI discovers that these emails, in fact, that they weren't about yoga, a wedding, and a funeral, but they turn out to be about Benghazi and significant emails on Benghazi, and they turn out to be about the Clinton Foundation, and they turn out to be classified, every other American, if they had committed the same crime, even some within the Obama administration, they'd be prosecuted, lose their jobs, and lives altered forever. But if the Loretta Lynch Justice Department gives her a pass, I mean, if I'm the FBI director, I think I'd quit.
Well, which is, I agree with everything you said there, Sean, which is so interesting. Why then wouldn't Secretary Clinton just agree? Say, oh yeah, we'll let it happen. You know, knowing that this Justice Department, you know, I thought she would say yes to that question, knowing that this Justice Department will never turn them over. Because the FBI will have to give them to the Justice Department. So I don't know why she wouldn't agree, but the fact that she wouldn't agree to that, I think is even more telling. In light of what we know this Justice Department is going to do, how they're going to behave, she still wouldn't agree to it. So that, I think, is, again, pretty interesting.
I think in spite of every proclamation by the left and by Democrats and by the media that she did so well, I think they missed your grilling of her, because I think that is a huge campaign ad come the general election. That's my take on it. Let me move on and ask you about what's